What's up, everybody? This is Jason from leanbodymovement.com, and I've got today here with me Rick Caselge from exercisesforinjuries.com. And you know, part of my story, if you've been reading up on things, and you've probably heard me say this before, I have degenerative disc disease in my upper back, and so I work in a lot of traction exercises, a lot of mobility exercises for my upper back in specific. But I want to kind of digress and go down the spine, and I want to, because a lot of people have lower back issues and intermittent kind of lower back inflammation. So why don't we go over, if you don't mind, Rick, little techniques, simple techniques, don't cost any money, to add space and mobility and traction to the lower back.
Yeah. So if we look at it like, when you go to sleep, your spine will end up lengthening out or stretching out or like decompressing on its own. And then as we get up and we walk around and do things and we sit, the spine ends up shrinking and we get compression happening in that spine. So what some people find is they end up getting relief when they stretch their spines out again. So making that comment that some people benefit from it, not everyone does. And so I would give it a go and see how you end up responding. If it ends up feeling better, you want to build on better. If it doesn't feel right, then don't do it. Another mistake people end up doing is they go crazy. They do a little bit, feels great, so they'll do a lot. So they might do 5 repetitions of self-traction, and all of a sudden they end up doing 2 hours of it, and they flare up and they can't walk. So start easy, especially with it being something new. Give the traction thing a go. I find a lot of people benefit from it, but about 5% don't. Now, the things that I would end up doing, the most simplest one, and this works well for people that sit a lot, is like decompress your spine, and it's just by like reaching up for the sky. So I can be sitting and I can reach up. So I'm using my muscles, upper body muscles, to help reach and pull my spine apart in a sitting position or in a standing position. I can progress that by reaching and arching back a bit, and then so then what I get is the decompression and the extension side, which some people benefit from. So that's really self stuff, level 1. Other things that I can end up doing is I can hang from a bar. So let's say a pull-up bar, I can grab the pull-up bar, I can keep my feet on the ground, and then I'm focusing on dropping my hips and trying to lower my hips and build that traction in the low back. A third way of doing it is if I'm in a gym setting and there's a lat pull-down machine, I can put a good amount of weight on the lat pull-down machine, sit down, and then have it pull me up and stretch me out. So those would be easy ways that you can do it, either on your own with very minimal equipment. And then the other ways are you can get like an inversion table. I know a lot more of the CrossFit gyms, they have those around, or some people have them in their places. And then lastly is if you end up going to a physical therapist, they'll put you on a traction machine. But the sitting one that I went through, and the hanging from the bar, dropping the hips, are 2 that I end up doing just to kind of decompress that spine. And remembering, don't go crazy, build on good. If it feels good, continually do it, but don't go crazy.
Good, so we're talking about kind of more conservative to start out with, and kind of watching things, not overdoing it.
Yeah, because if you go into it and you go too aggressive, I mean, you've got to think about it. If what you do leads to pain, no one's going to do it again. So it's always better to step back, start with simple steps. If it feels better, build on good. So you want to keep building on good, because if you irritate things, you're not going to get someone to do it again. So I'd rather err on the side of caution and build up, because you can build on confidence.
Good stuff. Well, much like everything else in life, right? We don't overdo things. It's working for you, and so you're like, I just do more of it. You gotta be careful about that. So cool. So Rick from exercisesforinjuries.com, and fix my back pain. So thanks once again, Rick, and we'll see you guys around.